supertraining.tv, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West. We have some deadlifts going on here today, followed by some deadlifting, and then followed by some more deadlifting. That is called a deadlift party, trademarked by the amazing Dan Green. This is Ben Claridad. Ben Claridad is an Olympic lifter. He wanted to change the pace, switch stuff up a little bit, so here he is getting some overload training in, kind of just going over the deadlift form with him. Pretty strong dude, and it's good for people just to mix things up, whatever discipline you're doing. They always kind of say the best form of training is the type of training you're not currently doing. So if you bring up your conditioning, usually your strength goes down. You bring up your strength, usually your conditioning goes down, and so on and so forth. There's Dick Lickerson hitting a big deadlift up. This was an awesome day, a lot of good energy in the gym. It's always nice to have a group of 5 or 6 people doing the same thing, kind of battling it out. And got Mr. Robot Pants here. Mr. Robot Pants and Treston Scholl were deadlifting in their gear. You can see Silent Mike there. He goes back and forth between, he kind of bats from both sides of the plate, I guess you'd say. He deadlifts both sumo and conventional. It's just something he's been doing for a while, and I think it's a wise choice. The great Ed Cohn would switch his stance up often in training, really only focusing in on sumo the last couple weeks of training due to the amount of stress it puts on your hips pulling sumo. So he would kind of lay off it until the meet got closer and closer, and he'd build his strength, build his deadlift strength up with conventional deadlift. Now we're starting to get a little bit of weight on there. There's 545 or 595 right there. Here's Big Ben going with about 5 plates. You can see he's got the classic hook grip going there, real man style. Got the nifty headband too. Matt's been improving every single week, which is good to see. He actually just hit a PR on his bench. Squats are looking a little stronger than they have in the past. He's getting down a little lower, and his deadlift strength coming up. Start to focus in on some of the details of what you're doing and why you're not making progress. And it's amazing the type of progress you can actually make. It's the hardest part is just trying to be truthful with yourself about how bad you suck at something. This is 645. This is the most I've ever done raw here for a triple. So deadlifts are feeling pretty good. Got the solar panel Reebok hat on for a little extra strength. You can see Big Ben now going with some straps to handle a little bit of an overload. We're not against using straps. You hear a difference of opinion from people about using straps during a deadlift, but basically whatever can help you will allow you to lift more weight will just give you more stimulus. There's really no reason not to try some different things out. It can get ridiculous at times if you use straps and you use a suit and you use you deadlift off of blocks or something like that, which you can see here. We're starting to deadlift off of blocks. The overload can oftentimes be too great. You really, anything over about 10 or 15% starts to just sometimes be unrealistic and dangerous. But anytime you can handle more weight and be safe or safer with it, you might as well go for it. And the straps, they definitely allow you to do more reps. You see Silent Mike's got the straps on now because now we're hitting up some reps. So we went from the floor, went up to about 95%, and now we're pulling off the blocks, the partial range of motion, and you can see I switched my stance to conventional. And yes, I'm flexing my triceps as hard as possible for the camera. It's got about 5 plates on there, I think, or maybe that's only 4 plates. But basically the intention here is just to get some reps in, get some more volume, and work some different muscles. Block pulls are kind of awkward. You would think that you could just lift the world when you do them, but for a lot of us, for many of us, it's actually a tougher lift. It just really depends on the athlete, though. Some guys can deadlift 100, 200 pounds more off the blocks than they can off the floor. For myself, it's a difficult, awkward position, especially sumo. I don't know why it is, but Dan Green's a big fan of them. He's a big proponent of the block pull. He feels that they really help to teach you to deadlift. They teach you how to stay tight. You can see I got the hat off to the side there, facing the camera. I had it facing the other way, and Silent Mike readjusted it. You're trying to do, in your training sessions, whether you're squatting, benching, or deadlifting, you're trying to figure out what some of the weak points are. And then once you kind of figure that out, you're trying to attack them. And so this style of deadlifting is going to work your lower back tremendously, obviously, which can transfer over into pulling the weights off the floor a little faster. But obviously it's also going to work your lockout. About 6 plates on there now. I was really struggling to balance this out. I don't know what happened, but it felt like there was more weight on one side than the other. It's always good to blame the equipment rather than blame yourself. You'll feel better about yourself at the end of the day. It's not your fault. Sun's in your eyes. Shoelaces are tied too tight. Or you can blame the other guys in the gym. You can tell them it's a lousy lift off. You can blame the bar. The bar's too slick. Just as long as you're not blaming yourself, you'll be okay. Mr. Robot Pants locking out about 7 plates there, it looked like. Here's Treston. Treston pulled really well on this day, and actually his last pull looks strong. But he said he hurt something in his quad, so he didn't continue. But he goes up to about 765. There's Robot with a good upright posture there. Decided to go with the straps and handle a bit of an overload. Good strong pull in there by Treston. He's looking more and more ready for the meet. He does smoke cigarettes in between a lot of these sets, which makes it even that much more impressive. Strength is never a weakness, and that is it from supertraining.tv.